All right, a reminder about our disclosures. Use discretionary income that you can afford to lose if you are trading. Trading is risky, and we're trying to learn this risky business the best we can. Posted overnight to be very careful, not expecting too much. The printed range was very tight. Let's use the 30-minute chart, looking at the 22 as support. And obviously, anything above 30 would be gravy. And based on this chart, unfortunately, we've had a very limited range to deal with. We talked about this on Friday, that we were hoping to have it abort and hold with 48 resistance, max 52s, make sure you're paid by 48s. And then we said, let's look to see if we get any formations that this was an overshoot of the target 2930. And then late day on Friday, we get a sell program come in, and then first thing, and this I think has translated into too many people being too bearish too soon. So we said, let's just think about this as a range type trade. And if the 22s, 21s can hold, then we'll probably get some range type trading. If not, then we may be destined to come back. And we know that 17 was a prior resistance high that needs retesting. And we know there's also a gap back here in that 15 area. So the question is, how long does it take for us to get back and do any of that? And what kind of drawdowns you need to suffer in terms of bounces? So I like this chart very much to help show us a current cap on the long side. And so far, the longs have not been able to get the half gap, which is typical of what we would look for, try to get to the half gap near that 31. So that 31, we said, let's use that as resistance. Here's the 22 test, here's the 21. Great call, Zeke. Now, the printed range is still very, very small overnight. And a reminder, we've looked at a number of charts, right? We just looked at that big boy chart where we said the middle, I think Brian was the one who pointed out, 20.75, 21. So we are hitting that target right now, right? And that's the point of doing your homework and looking ahead of time and saying, okay, that's the next potential target that a big boy is looking at. Anybody short side, make sure you are paid coming into 22s to 21s. And this is the way you assemble a number of different ideas and put them together to see proportion and to see potential ideas. I said today, I think we should be hitting the bounces. Even if they go up higher than this blue line, I want to hit them. Because this is the 2-day trend, which is against that last bigger trend from last week. So this is a contra to that last big push. And in this perfect sense, when you understand how they play the options game, and so now traders, they say, see, I was right. But you gave up a lot of money trying to bet on the puts, and they stole that from you, and now they're coming back, rebalancing that out. Saying, yeah, you were right. Yeah, okay. But meanwhile, they still got your money in their pocket. And that's why options is a tough game, because a lot of times you'll have the direction correct, but your timing will be off based on, the options expiration idea. So this chart, which we said we need to watch because this one is probably our primary chart in play during RTH, our 5-minute chart. We said, let's not get carried away thinking too much killer short, but we could hit bounces based on the green line, the red line, and the blue line coming down. And I want to think somewhat neutral because of that big push up that we've had. I don't think we can just close our eyes and come flying down. So still a pretty muted range that we have to deal with. We noted earlier on this chart that all of these traders from the last 2 days were underwater, right? All along. This was that rah, rah, rah day. And then roll over and end today. And you can see this big arch. You remember how we keep talking about these arches? You can see it. You can just see this rounded effect. It's like throwing a basketball up and through the hoop, you know. You get to the apex. We said you have to stall. Remember we said that Friday? You have to stall first, stop momentum, and then you can come by the other side. You'll see this pattern over and over. Very important principle. Anybody at that 2075 that we had pointed out on that other chart? Make sure you are paid. We said we'll try to hit a bounce or two today. I like this 23, 22 support early to make sure we don't overthink it, but I want to hit some bounces, and we should hit anywhere up to the half gap as resistance, which we've got at 31. Call it 31. And I'm still thinking small.